Hello, this is Lacquerography, and this is my wish list for Hella Handmade Creations, July 2026. I've already gone ahead and made a preliminary first impressions wish list, and I can't even believe the number right now that's showing up on the side of the screen. There are 21 items right now that have caught my eye. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm buying all 21. This is a huge shop this month. Not only do they have the regular monthly releases, but they also have their Independence 2026 shop. This shop is larger than usual. My wish list is larger than usual. Let's dive right in and take a look at the 21 items that are catching my eye. I'm going to need all the help that I can get to whittle down this list and acquire only those items that truly feel special to me to add to my collection. The first item up is by Alchemy Lacquers, and this one is from the Independence shop, and this magnetic polish is called Imaginarium. This one is a capped offering, and looking down here through the description, it says that there is a 300 cap. What that means is that this maker, Alchemy Lacquers, is committing to creating 300 of these items, and then after that, this item would be considered sold out. Alchemy Lacquers joins the Independence celebration. Imaginarium is a plum jelly magnetic nail lacquer with pink to orange to gold shifting iridescent shimmer and fine particle silver magnetic shimmer. The look of this magnetic polish really had me stop in my tracks. It was one of the first polishes that I saw when I opened up the website for wish listing, and I immediately clicked in and added this one to my wish list. I mean, check out the contrast that we're seeing here. We've got this lovely warm shimmer that really glows against this base. The quality of this magnetic looks like some of those sort of glass type magnetic effects that we've been seeing. It seems like it has really fine particle magnetic shimmer, and it actually alludes to that fact in the description. It does say fine particle silver magnetic shimmer. It seems like when makers have been using these really fine particle components for their magnetic polishes, it does give such a true glass-like effect. It looks to me like sea glass, but way more magical. This polish really is something special. I don't think that I have anything at all like it in my collection. The one thing that's holding me back a little bit is actually the same reason why I love this one. It's the fact that it's a magnetic polish. This past year, I'm an elementary school teacher. I was incredibly busy and I barely had enough time just to paint my nails, let alone apply nail polishes that required extra time, like applying magnetic polishes. I have so many beautiful magnetics in my collection. I really just haven't been giving them the attention they deserve. I love wearing them, and I'm kind of tempted to make this summer my summer of magnetics just because I have more time. I'm not planning on going anywhere this summer, so I can devote a little bit more time to the application process of a magnetic polish and actually take my time and enjoy. It kind of kills me because I love the look of this one. I just haven't been using the magnetics in my collection the way that I should be. So this one for me at this point is a maybe. I'm going to have to think about it and see how the rest of my wish list goes. I think this one is absolutely beautiful. I know if I owned it, I would love it. I just have to think really hard about whether I'm going to get the kind of use out of it that I should. It is breathtaking. This gorgeous purple magnetic polish is by Alchemy Lacquers. This is part of the Independence celebration, and this polish is called Imaginarium. This next polish up is by All Mixed Up Lacquers, and this one is called Bingo Bee, and I'll just leave it at that. You can see the censored out word on the website. This one is another capped offering, and again, looking down through the description, I'm seeing that this one has a 300 cap. So what that means is that this maker, All Mixed Up Lacquers, is committing to creating 300 of these polishes, and then after that, this polish may be considered sold out. All Mixed Up Lacquers continues their Granny Hobbies series with a polish inspired by Bingo. Bingo Bee has an electric blue base with green-blue shimmer. So this polish is an interesting one for me. It didn't make my wish list on the very first go around. I've been purchasing a lot of blues lately. Part of the reason for that is a lot of the sports teams that I cheer for here in Ontario, Canada, have blue as one of their colors. What it was that made me go back and add this one to my wish list was watching some of the footage of this polish being applied here on YouTube. There were two swatchers in particular that completely blew my mind. Now, I hope that I'm accurately crediting these swatch photos. I think I am, though, because I watched that video swatch footage repeatedly for both of these swatchers. First up, I believe, is Jackie, and I'll add her info in the description box so you can check out the footage yourself if you're curious. She swatched this polish both with a glossy top coat to finish it off, as well as a matte top coat to finish it off. And the thing that absolutely blew my mind for this beautiful, gorgeous blue polish was the power of this shimmer. You can see how beautifully vibrant the shimmer is here. It's got this green-blue shimmer. I'm going to try to hover my cursor and let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. I hope this shows up, but it really is a brilliant green-blue shimmer. It was vivid in her swatch. And then a unique thing that Jackie often does with her swatches is she often shows it with a matte top coat as well. And I couldn't believe how this one looked matte. Here it is here. Like, you can still see that it's got that lovely glow. You can't really see the shimmers catching the light so much, but you can see it's got that lovely kind of green sheen to it. It reminded me of blue velvet with like the ever so slight little bit of a greenish teal tinge to it. Like, I don't know, it was so unique. I really appreciated the way Jackie swatched it. It made me give this one a second, third glance. Such an impressive look. The other swatcher that swatched this polish, and I went back to see her swatch of it as well, was Rachel, Polish with Ray here on YouTube. And again, I'll add her information in the description box so you can take a closer look at her video swatch footage. Ray not only did these gorgeous swatches, and again, you can see the brilliance of that beautiful shimmer. Like, it's really powerful. I have nothing quite like this polish. But she also talked about the quality of how it went on when she applied it. She really did talk quite a bit about that application experience as she was doing her voiceover. And I thought, you know what, if she's really commenting about that, this has got to be something special. And it looked really divine as she was applying it. So this is a case where, at first I thought, okay, it's a pretty polish, but I've got blues. But boy, doing my research and looking at some video swatch footage, this completely changed my mind. And now this one is actually what I'd probably call a very likely to end up in my shopping cart when the shop opens on July 14th. My logical brain is stepping in here and saying, do you really need more blues? But then my nail polish collector brain, nail polish curator brain is really thinking, but if a polish is this special, it's shiny, it's got that incredibly vibrant shimmer, and the quality seems like it's out of this world. Why in the world would I pass this one up? It is unique to my collection. It's a gorgeous blue, which I know I'll make plenty of use of. This polish has vaulted from not even making my wish list at first to being right near the top of my wish list. This incredible blue shimmer polish. This one is by All Mixed Up Lacquers, Bingo B. This next polish up is by Bee's Knees Lacquer, and this one is called, and I hope I'm saying this correctly, Kajit Cooking. This one is another capped pre-order polish, and looking down here it says that this maker is committing to creating 500 of these polishes, and then after that it's considered sold out. Bee's Knees Lacquer continues their Oblivion series. Kajit Cooking is a light chartreuse polish with copper light reflective glitters, chartreuse flakes, and hollow flakes. Note, because of the glitter, this will have a thicker formula. Now, if you're a yellow or yellow-leaning polish lover like me, you're in for a treat this month because this is not the only one. Almost always when I see a yellow polish being offered, I almost immediately add it to my wish list so that I can go into my own collection and have a closer look to see how it compares. I love yellow nail polishes. That is a recent newfound love of mine. Before I discovered indie polishes, I really couldn't go near anything resembling yellow or even a yellowish lean to a pink or anything like that. I couldn't stand it. I always thought it made it look like nails were stained. But wow, the world of indie nail polish completely converted me to a lover of good quality yellow nail polish. Whether it's a true bright yellow or if it's one that's a little murkier like this one, it still has this quality of bringing some sunshine to the nails any time of year. This one is described as being a light chartreuse polish, so it does have a little bit of that murkiness. It's got a little bit of that green angle to it. A slight olivey lean is what I'm kind of seeing. There's lots of components in here too. I'm really intrigued by the fact that it's got light reflective glitter that isn't just there, but it's copper light reflective glitter. I don't know that I really have anything with that component in it. That really is interesting to me. I feel like I can see a little bit of that coppery glint happening on this swatcher's nails. There's also the addition of chartreuse flakes and hollow flakes. So you've got sparkle and shift in all these different ways. This one sounds really quite special. Here in this macro shot, you can see a little bit more of that sparkle effect. Again, I can't quite say that I truly see a copper aspect. I mean, perhaps. I mean, there is definitely some warmth happening in here, but I'm also really loving what I'm seeing. There's that glint of rainbow happening from these hollow flakes, and also that effect of the chartreuse flakes. I'm finding I'm really noticing that in this swatch photo here. Reflective glitter remains one of my favorite components in nail polish. For me, it has nothing to do with the flash photography aspect that kind of became huge in social media. It has everything, though, to do with the way this polish sparkles in any kind of light. Yes, in the sunlight or in direct indoor lighting, you do see that extra brilliant sparkle, but I find even in low lighting, there's this twinkle from deep within the polish that you can't deny. It is a really beautiful quality of sparkle, and it's a quality of sparkle that I can't really get with any other type of nail polish component. I just love it. For all of these reasons, the fact that this one has such a unique profile of all these different components happening in it, for the fact that it brings a little bit of sunshine to the nails, although it is described as a light chartreuse, to me it does have a bright, optimistic look, although it's a little murky. And Bee's Knees Lacquer is a brand where I've come to enjoy and love their product time and time again. I have the feeling that this one would be an incredibly well-used polish in my collection, and I think I would adore it. This one remains a pretty strong contender on my wish list. This gorgeous sparkly chartreuse polish is by Bee's Knees Lacquer, Kajit Cooking. This next polish on my wish list is from by Danny Viana, and this one is also part of the Independence shop, and this one is called an Artist's Palette. This one is another capped offering with only 200 being made available. By Danny Viana joins the Independence celebrations. An Artist's Palette has a mix of irregular glitter with light gold magnetic effect. Okay, so this polish is a wildly interesting one for me. I immediately added this one to my wish list when I saw that it had this incredibly unique, irregular glitter shape that for me has become a bit of a signature for By Danny Viana. I can't really describe why exactly I love it, but there's something about these rather organic shaped glitter particles that just gets me every time I see them. I have a couple of them already by Danny Viana. One of them was the very popular offering Rosewater that came out, I don't even know, quite a while ago. I believe that one was from Polish Pickup. In this case, the use of the irregular, organic looking glitters reminds me so much of paint splatters on an artist's palette, just as it's describing here. It is so artistic. This is added to my wish list because it's a work of art for the nails. I find it really interesting, actually, that this one is also a magnetic polish. It's funny, I haven't really decided. I mean, I like the magnetic effect. I also think that I might like this one not magnetized as well. To me, it's really all about these paint splatter glitters. I love them. Like, I really can't get over the fact that this polish is truly just a work of art for the nails. I've never seen anything like this one. This polish is so out of this world unique. I have never seen anything like it. I don't think I'll ever see anything quite like this one again. I love the fact that it is paint splatters on a paint palette. These irregular glitters, every time I see them, I know they're by Danny Viana glitters. And I just think, I mean, this one is art for the nails. I had to add this one to my wish list. It is quite a masterpiece. I have no idea how this one would ever fit into my life, how I would wear it, when I would wear it. I think it would just be purely for fun and enjoyment. I don't know whether this one is like a very vague maybe on my wish list, or if this one, for its artistry and for how excited I am about its unique factor, this one may just end up being my very top pick this month. I really am confused by this one. I love it. I have to work out in the next few days how I'm going to rationalize purchasing this. It is a masterpiece. I love this one. I'm not sure what to say beyond that. This incredibly unique magnetic polish with the irregular glitters. This one is by Danny Viana. It is part of the Independence celebration, and this one is called an Artist's Palette. This next polish up is by Cleona Cosmetics, and this one is called Word Wielder. This one is, it says here that it's another capped offering, but actually looking down here, luckily for me, it says at this point, there is no cap. What that means is that in this case, the maker, Cleona Cosmetics, can create as many items as are needed to fulfill all orders this month, really with no risk of selling out within the shop opening window. So that is phenomenal news for me. Cleona Cosmetics continues their Fourth Wing Signet series with a polish inspired by Mira Sorengale and her signet ability to enhance, extend wards. Word Wielder is a vivid emerald green magnetic with a black base. I am a green lover, and this is gorgeous. Also, Cleona Cosmetics is a Canadian brand that I try to support at every turn. I support them through collaboration websites like Handmade Creations on a very regular basis, and I also do make purchases directly from Cleona Cosmetics through their own web shop. They're reasonably local to me in Ontario, Canada. I love so much about this one. So I'm a green lover. This green is so brilliant and deep. I mean, it's a true to me emerald green. Emerald green was actually, when I was young, that I can actually pinpoint the moment that emerald green changed green into my favorite color, and had to do with a shirt that I had when I was in grade 3. I wore that emerald green shirt all the time. I loved it. And to this day, I still love, now I love greens of all shades, but there's still something about emerald green that to me, it just has my heart. It's a nostalgic favorite for me. And this one is so special. I love the depth that you get with this green polish because of that black base. It is such a brilliant color, but yet it's anchored with this deep black, dark, kind of jelly-like effect. I'm not sure if it is quite a jelly type texture, but wow, like this one I could see myself wearing. I mean, in the summer, I love emerald greens, but especially in the fall and the winter, there's that dark, moody, anchored aspect to this polish that I think I would really love in the cooler, darker months of the year. Also, throughout spring, it's like I'm willing green in the springtime to appear in my part of the world. We have the longest winters here in Canada, and just to start seeing the shoots and blooms and sprouts, I tend to wear greens in every shade like crazy in spring. It's that effort to bring the world back to life after a long, long winter. So I could see myself wearing this at multiple different times of the year, actually, I guess all seasons in that sense. I am a huge lover of green, especially emerald greens. This is a Canadian maker, but there's also that aspect here where this one is a magnetic. And I did mention earlier, I have not been making use of my magnetic polishes really as much as I should be, considering how many I own. My level of busyness this past school year was really quite unprecedented. I have the feeling that that's going to change, mostly because it has to. That's not sustainable. So I can see myself actually wearing more magnetics more often. But that is the one thing that's making me pump the brakes a little bit for this one. So I would say that this one is a strong maybe to probably a likely to be added to my cart when the shop opens. This one is beautiful. I have to say too, I'm not sure if this is the case here. I'd have to go back into her swatch video to find out if I'm right. But Caitlin swatches, when she swatches nail polishes, she very often leaves her pinky finger unmagnetized. I'm not sure if that's what I'm seeing here. It is very hard to tell in a static photo sometimes whether you're seeing unmagnetized or maybe even velvet effect, because it has an effect of kind of flattening out, that magnetic effect. But anyway, if this one is in fact an unmagnetized nail, the pinky finger, that's pretty beautiful. That is a vibrant emerald. Even if I choose not to wear it magnetized, if that's in fact what I'm seeing, I'm not mad at that at all. In fact, I think it is gorgeous. This one is a very strong maybe on my wish list, nearing a likely to be added to my shopping cart. We'll see though how my 21 item wish list goes. This gorgeous green is by Cleona Cosmetics, Word Wielder. This next polish up is by Colores de Carol, and this one is called New Moon. Colores de Carol begins a new series inspired by the moon's phases. New Moon has a black jelly base filled with deep indigo shimmer, scattered holographic microflakes that reveal hidden depth in low lighting. New Moon has a black jelly base filled with deep indigo shimmer, scattered holographic microflakes that reveal hidden depth in low lighting. Luckily, there is no availability cap for this one. Now, this polish is another interesting one for me. When I saw that this one was the start of a new series by Colores de Carol and that it is going to be the moon phases, I actually immediately added this one to my wish list. I thought, how cool. I can't wait to see what Colores de Carol does. To me, this is a very unique theme. I was really excited by it. And of course, I love a really good deep blue to navy type of polish. This one, I have to admit, though, is just for now a maybe on my wish list. I love navy polishes. In fact, I wear very few black polishes, but I tend to wear the deepest possible navies, greens, browns, charcoal grays, anything that's not quite stark black. So right there, I know I would wear this one. I know that I'd love it because black is not really my jam, but I do like a good navy. Navy is absolutely a favorite color of mine to wear, not just in nail polish, but in clothing as well. But I don't know, there is something about this nail color where I'm just not quite sure if it is truly special enough, unique enough, I don't know, a standout enough for me to consider adding it to my collection. I love this shot on an angle. You can really see those slight rainbows from the holographic. You can see the depth of that base color. It's really quite elegant and moody. I love navy, but do I really love this polish enough? Do I really need this polish? I do have other navies. I don't have a navy quite like this one, but is that enough? I don't know. I am really quite hesitant about this one, and it's kind of killing me. I have quite a few Colores de Carol polishes in my collection. One thing that I'm always blown away by with Colores de Carol's formula is the coverage that you get. I've always found that their polishes have high quality coverage and a lovely formula. So right there, it's kind of pulling me more towards buying this one. But I don't know. I wish I loved this one more. I wish this one had just that little bit of edge that makes me have to have it. But right now, it's really just the color and it's the prospect of a really interesting theme. This one is only a maybe right now on my wish list. I've got to leave it here. I'm hoping I can also source out some video swatch footage. I have not seen this one live swatched anywhere, and I have a few days to try to find that. So for now, it is staying on my wish list, but this may have to be one of the ones that I cut, unless maybe some video swatch footage can change my mind. This incredible deep blue polish is by Colores de Carol, New Moon. This next polish up is by Cracked Polish, and this one is called Whimsy. This one is another capped offering with only 350 being made available this month. Cracked Polish continues their It's Not You, It's the Weather series. Whimsy is a bubblegum jelly with silver and pink shimmer. I find it so interesting. I just said with the last polish, is it really different enough to add it to my collection? Oh my goodness, I could say the same thing about this one. But here, there's a couple of differences with this polish. So first of all, Cracked Polish has been running this It's Not You, It's the Weather series for several months. I actually don't know how long it's been going. I feel like it's closing in on maybe about a year at this point. I've purchased most of the polishes throughout this collection. And in a way, I feel like this one was a no-brainer to add to my wish list because of that fact. Cracked Polish is also a brand that is very well represented in my collection. Every single one I own by Cracked, has a wonderful formula that works well for me. The other thing with this one, and I can't believe I'm saying it because you'll actually see later on in my wish list, there is another kind of comparable color to this one. So I'll probably have to decide between the two of them, between the two light pinks, to just get one. But I don't know, there is something about this color. I can wear it any season of the year, any kind of occasion, and I find that it's incredibly work appropriate as well. I could get remarkable use out of a polish like this one, kind of unlike the navy that we saw before. Now, I am lucky in elementary teaching. I really don't have any sort of like a dress code. I just have to look professional. But sometimes, when I need to up the professionalism a little bit, I do tone down my nail color and things like that. I can pretty much wear anything on my nails as long as it's respectful. But I don't know, once in a while, like parent interviews, certain professional activities, I do try to tone it down and wear something that would be considered, for most places, work appropriate. And this would definitely be that. I have caught some video swatch footage of this polish, and it is quite a sheer one. On many of the swatchers, you can still see some visible nail line. You actually can't so much here. I think maybe the swatcher has some sort of like builder gel or something like that on their nails, or perhaps a base coat that blurs that visible nail line effect. I'm not really sure. I find in the bottle here, you can really see a little bit of that sheer quality for this polish, but I find also in this shot, you can really see the sheen that this one gives. It has that light, ethereal, whimsical, silver aspect to it. A little bit of a glow. It's ever so slight, and I think ever so pretty and elegant. I find that you see a bit of a twinkle happening as well. Really pretty. This is not what you'd be getting in a drugstore polish. For me, I love justifying my more safe color purchases that way. I mean, this one has so much interest in twinkle and shine, even though it's a very safe light pink to wear any time of the year. I actually really like here in this shot that you can see a little bit of the particle size. To me, it actually emphasizes the fact that you probably will get quite a bit of that shimmer twinkle happening. It's really lovely. And here is a great example of how you can see the swatcher's nail line through this polish. To me, it gives a really elegant lightness, and I like this look. I think it looks really great on this swatcher as well. Yes, you can see the visible nail line, but you can also see the beautiful twinkle from those shimmers. To me, this one is really special. As I did say, there is actually another light pink that made it onto my wish list. I'm going to have to choose between the two. I certainly don't need two new ones when my wish list is this big. So we'll see how that one fares in a moment. But in the meantime, this beautiful light pink shimmer polish is by Cracked Polish, Whimsy. This next polish up is by Cuticula, and this one is called Flaminglo. Cuticula continues their Birds of a Feather series. Flaminglo has a warm pink base with gold, green, blue shifting shimmer. Luckily, there is no availability cap for this one. Now, this one is a pink polish of a completely different color than that last one. This one is such a perfect flamingo pink. Like, truly, I think this is really quite a work of art on the nails. I'm loving it. And the quality of that shimmer, it looks like it would be stunning in any kind of lighting, especially in sunlight. I could see this one being so magical in the summer sun, and also as summer starts to fade into fall. I think this one would be a lovely kind of flamingo, but also sunset type of color. That's a type of colorway that I love in August and September, and I think this one would be a wonderful addition to my collection right there. I love effects like this one. It's a different type of sunshine on the nails. It's sunset on the nails. Equally magical. As I'm saying that, though, I'm kind of sighing inside, and I'm realizing I do have to dive into my collection to see if I have anything close to this one. I do know that I have a few polishes that might have this type of a colorway. Some that I'm thinking of off the top of my head might be Polish for Days. I think it's Sunset Dust. Another one is a Sunsets over Toronto, I think. Sunsets over TO that I have by Paint It Pretty Polish. So I'll have to take a close look at my own nail polish collection and see if there's other sort of sunset type polishes that might just suffice. But I've got to say, this one, for what it is, this one is a flamingo color. This one is flamingo for the nails. It's perfect. And right there, I wish I could just buy it. But again, I have to think critically. I've got to narrow down this wish list, and I've got to shop smart. If it's going to make my shopping cart and come home to me, it's got to be unique enough to warrant that place when my collection has grown so rapidly. So this one, if I don't have anything like it, this one will be coming home with me. I'm pretty sure it would be a very strong pick. If I do have something like it though, then I'm going to have to cut this one. So this one still is a maybe. I've got to do some stash diving. We'll see how it goes. This glowy, warm flamingo pink is by Cuticula Flamingo. This next polish up is by Hula Moon, and it's called It's a Metaphor, David. Don't be so literal. This one is another capped offering with only 200 being made available. Hula Moon continues their Love Letter to Moira series. It's a Metaphor, David. Don't be so literal is a wine-based linear hollow polish with a sprinkle of small hollow flakes. A wine-colored polish. Okay, you'll be seeing as well in this wish list, I have many wine or purple-colored polishes that are coming up. This one is just the first of many. If you are a lover of this type of color, this Hella Handmade Creations is made for you. There are so many, and I love so many of them right now too. I certainly don't need all of them, so we'll see how it goes. So this series, the Love Letter to Moira series, I've already mentioned I'm a Canadian. Catherine O'Hara was like a national treasure. Her passing earlier in 2026 was so devastating. It was one of those ones that I think hit a lot of Canadians who grew up watching her. It hit us really hard. It was like losing a friend, even though I didn't know her at all. We all know that this incredible show, Schitt's Creek, is something special, but I mean the rest of her work as well. Beetlejuice, SCTV, Home Alone. Best in Show is a quirky one I just saw a few weeks ago. That was a quirky movie. Anyway, Catherine O'Hara was really something special, and I have purchased almost every single polish from this series by Hula Moon. So all those emotional connections aside, let's talk about this polish. So right off the bat, you can really see those rainbows from this linear hollow polish, just leaping off the nails. It's lovely here in this photo. The base color is really a pretty one. I wear colors like this constantly, but that's part of the problem with this polish for me as well. I'm not really sure that it's truly unique enough when I have a wish list this big for me to go ahead and purchase, and that breaks my heart. This is such a lovely wine purple color, and the hollow is undeniable. I will have to dive into my collection, but honestly, I don't really know that I need to. I think I have base colors that are comparable to this already from probably a few different brands. Linear hollows are something that I own far less of. So maybe what I need to do more is consider this type of a wine color and linear hollow. And it could make this more of a must add to my shopping cart if that's the case, if I don't have any other linear hollows with this type of base. So although this one is a really beautiful color, I know it's a color that I would wear pretty much any season of the year. I have to do my due diligence and see how this one stacks up with the rest of my collection. I would love to keep my record going with this Hula Moon series, Love Letter to Moira. I would love to own the whole series, but I have to be logical when I'm creating my shopping cart. So we'll see. This one is a maybe. This beautiful wine-colored linear hollow is by Hula Moon. It's a metaphor, David. Don't be so literal. This next polish up isn't actually a nail polish. It's more a nail care item. This one's a top coat. This one is by Hula Moon, and it's called the Deck Breathable Top Coat. This one is a water-based top coat, and that's why it's on my wish list. It does say here that this one is a capped pre-order polish. And scrolling through, oh my gosh, there's only 50 of these being made available. So that is very small. We'll have to see how this wish list goes, but also I may miss out on this. I'm not really planning on staying up till the wee hours at 12:01 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, which is like midnight, my time zone, to make my purchase. So that's quite interesting that there's only 50 being made available. So let's read the description and then I'll talk a little bit about why this one has made my wish list in a month with so many great polishes. Hula Moon brings a top coat to HHC this month. This breathable top coat contains a non-occlusive film that is permeable to air and water vapor. This one, it's a bit of an awkward sentence. I think they've put both in here twice. I'll just read it as it says and hopefully it makes sense to you. I think it makes sense to me. This can be used both top coat for a longer and a base coat for protection of your nail plate. It doesn't smudge or drag created designs. So this one is a top coat, but it could also, it says, be considered as a base coat too. And it does list here that the benefits: the deck is water-based and does not smudge designs created on top of this. And how this one works is that you apply polish as desired, then you top your polish with the deck, this top coat, and then you complete nail art on top of that. And then it says finish with a standard top coat. So it's the fact that this one is a water-based top coat. That's what's had me add this to my wish list. Specialized top coats like this one are really hard to come by for me here in Canada. There's a couple of brands that do offer a good selection of basics like this, top coats and base coats. One of them is a brand that's going to be featured later on for their polishes. Paint It Pretty Polish tends to have a pretty good selection of top coats and base coats, and I do purchase from them quite often. Also, we have two Canadian stockists, Harlow & Co. and also nailstuff.ca, Nail Stuff Canada, who have a really wonderful line of top coats and base coats, sometimes by several different brands. But I have to say, water-based top coats, I actually don't know in Canada where I can buy any of these domestically. Perhaps at maybe a nail supply store or maybe at a place like Sally Beauty. I haven't really tried. So if you're a Canadian and you have any ideas about a local source for a water-based top coat, let me know. This one does have a bit of a hefty price. It is $11 for a bottle of this. Considering I'm Canadian, that's hefty. And I could also see that even if I like this product, for me to reacquire it, it means making an international purchase through Hula Moon directly, which is really quite difficult for me financially. That's why I do tend to do a lot of my international shopping through collaboration websites like Hella Handmade Creations, because it's like a one-stop shop. You can get kind of the greatest hits all in one, but they are all limited edition. So I don't know. For me, this one is a maybe. The other thing that I'm kind of wondering about this one too, and there's an extensive ingredient list down here below the description that I will have to study up on, but I am wondering if this water-based top coat might be solar polish friendly. I do find that if I wear some of my solar polishes, and I have quite a few of them, actually, when I said that tame polishes for work are something that I am aware of and I sometimes draw upon during parent interviews and things like that. Oh my gosh, some of my students' favorite types of polish are thermals and solars for their color changing aspects. Like it's quite hilarious. They amuse me, but also my students. But something that I've noticed is when I wear my solar polishes, I often, especially around the tip, I don't know, get this like murkiness when I use a regular top coat. The chemicals in some regular top coats do inhibit the solar color changing properties of solar polishes. So I'm kind of hoping, it doesn't say, and I'd have to do my due diligence and look through this extensive ingredient list to see if this one would work with solars, but I'm kind of hoping that maybe this could fill that void in my collection. I think if this one is solar polish friendly, I'll just go for it. I'll buy it and give it a go and maybe just wear this one exclusively for that purpose. If this one doesn't play nicely with solar polishes though, I think maybe I might skip this one this month. If you know anything about this product or have a product that might be comparable, please let me know. I'll do my own research too, and if I find out anything interesting, I'll add it in a pinned comment to the top of the comments for this video. I really would love your help in determining whether or not I purchase this one. This water-based top coat is by Hula Moon. It's called The Deck Breathable Top Coat. This next item up is by Jen & Berries, and this one is called Mood Roulette. This one is listed as being another capped pre-order polish, And scrolling down here, it does say that there's a cap of 250 of these being made available. Jen & Barry's continues the Doomsday Guide for the Female Body series. Peri and menopause moods can be intense and can change quickly. Think of it as playing an album on random with the following track listing. 1. Why am I crying? 2. You shut your mouth when you're talking to me. 3. I love this so much. 4. I could care, but I don't. 5. I'm lonely, so lonely. 6. I just want to be left alone. 7. Rage, 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 rage. And 8. No. Mood Roulette has a purple base with gold, green, blue shifting shimmer and holographic flakes. So here we go. I'm sighing because this is yet another one of those amazing purple or wine-colored offerings that's available this month. This one, though, for me, is going to be an immediate must-have add to my wish list. And it's more for the inspiration and a political stance, why I'm doing that. I cannot even begin to tell you how much I love the fact that Jen & Barry's is doing this series right now, the Doomsday Guide for the Female Body series. I find it unacceptable, actually, how little people talk about perimenopause, menopause, women's health issues. For whatever reason, generation after generation, for how long? Thousands of years, have been kept so taboo and almost vaulted. And it just seems like it's crazy here in 2026. I see it with colleagues and friends and family members who are going through various changes and stages as females, how little we actually know about our own bodies, about options open to us for healthcare. I know I've said it in previous months as well when I've added Jen & Barry's polishes within this series to my wish list and to my shopping cart. I love and I want to honor the fact that Jen & Barry's is getting these conversations going and putting them out in the open. Like, I'm so passionate about this, I'm like losing my voice over it. I can tell you now, and this is going to be a wild spoiler alert, I am going to make a point, as I have throughout this series so far, I am going to make a point to buy every single one of these polishes in this series for as long as Jen & Barry's goes with it. I'm committing right now to making a purchase every single month that Jen & Barry's goes for this, just because I love what they're doing. And if there's two things I can do, I can give Jen & Barry's massive shout outs here on this channel. And the other thing I can do is support this with my money going towards this series. So I will be purchasing this one no matter what. That might put the previous Hula Moon polish a little bit more in perspective. This one is kind of a similarly toned, I think, purple, and it is going to be added to my shopping cart. This one is beautiful and glowy. I also believe that I'm seeing a bit of a hollow aspect to it as well, but I think along with the base color, the difference is the shimmer that I'm seeing with the Jen & Barry's compared with the Hula Moon, where the predominant special effect happening there was the rainbows from the linear hollow. The shimmer running through this actually really is quite unique. I really don't think I have anything quite like this polish. The base color, the shimmer, the hollow flakes, to me it's a really lovely winning combination, and I have to give this maker all the credit. I am purchasing this because of the theme. I could really see myself wearing a polish like this one in fall and winter. I think that's kind of where I'm leaning in terms of its wearability. Although a purple like this, I think I could see myself wearing it pretty much any season. I do also, especially in May, wear a lot of purples in my area. Purple flowers like crocuses, hyacinths, purple tulips, as well as lilacs really come out in May. It's such a dominant color in my local landscape in May. And so I'm especially drawn to purples then. I really don't need to talk to myself into this polish anymore. I know I'm purchasing it. I still think it's a beautiful polish, even though I know I was going to buy it anyway. That's my strong political stance. I'm putting my money here to show my support for this maker, but also I think it's a really beautiful polish as well. There will be absolutely no hardship me adding this to my collection. I love the statement and I really love the polish too. This beautiful purple polish is by Jen & Barry's Mood Roulette. This next polish up is by Lurid Lacquer, and this one is called Esmeralda. This is another capped offering with only 400 being made available. Lurid Lacquer continues their I Dream in Green series with a polish inspired by Colombian emeralds. Esmeralda has a medium green base with chartreuse light reflective glitter and iridescent flakies that shift from green to blue. We had a magnetic emerald green polish earlier, and now we have one with a completely different finish and different vibe and different look. This one features reflective glitter and iridescent flakes. 2 emerald polishes, completely different looks. And as a green lover, I love them both. So Lurid Lacquer is a brand that I can access here in Canada through Lurid Lacquer's website. Not too long ago, they did open up for international shipping, but wow, is it ever expensive for me to shop internationally through Lurid Lacquer. It just has to do with a combination of shipping options as well as fees or tariffs that pop up. Anyway, I have purchased, I think, only once from Lurid Lacquer, and anyway, it was difficult. It was difficult to swallow all those fees. But Lurid Lacquer remains a brand that I kind of pine after. I see their releases time after time, and it's like they're dangled in front of my nose, and they're just out of reach. Their local releases through their own web shop, they're not attainable for me. They just aren't. Those extra fees drive up the price per polish really beyond anything I should be spending. So anytime I see a beautiful polish by Lurid Lacquer offered through collaboration websites, especially here, we actually have a second one coming up in a moment too, through Handmade Creations, I almost immediately add it to my wish list. In a way, this one's kind of a match made in heaven. It's Lurid Lacquer and an emerald green. And not only that, this one is a reflective glitter polish. Like, for those 3 reasons right there, this one is added to my wish list, and it is most likely going to be coming home with me. Again, as a green lover, I'm going to have to dive into my collection and just see if I have any other reflective glitter or flaky polishes that would fill this void. But I just know Lurid Lacquer Emerald Green Reflective Glitter Nail Polish. I really want this one. I just do. There's no other reason other than I love it. So this one is most likely coming home with me this month. This beautiful green is by Lurid Lacquer Esmeralda. This next polish up is another one by Lurid Lacquer, and this one is from the Independence Celebration shop, and this polish is called From My Heart to Your Hands. This one is another capped offering with only 600 being made available. Lurid Lacquer joins the Independence celebrations. From My Heart to Your Hands has a vibrant purple base with glowy shimmer that shifts from pink to orange to gold. So here we are with yet another purple. This one is completely different from the other 2. This one is a shimmer polish, unlike the other ones that have flakes, or both of the other ones have hollow. This is not the last of the purples either. I think I can tell you, I think there's 2 more coming up, at least 2 more coming up. This is a huge month for purples. So if you're a purple lover and you're planning on purchasing some of the purples this month, I would love for you to share in the comments which purples are you getting. Help me narrow this down, because they're all uniquely beautiful for their own reasons. The problem is I just can't buy them all, and I certainly don't need them all. So for this polish, first of all, I just explained my love for Lurid Lacquer and how they're tricky to come about here where I live just because of the extra shipping costs when I purchase from their website. If I see a beautiful Lurid Lacquer, I almost always add it to my wish list. So that's that part of the story. Next, we've got this one being a shimmer polish. Shimmer polishes, I can safely say, are the finish that I wear most often when it comes to my nail polish. Shimmer polishes are easy to apply, and they're incredibly quick and easy to remove. Plus, you get all the benefits of the beautiful high quality shimmer effect from an indie polish. So even though really I find it kind of an easy finish for my lifestyle, you get maximum results. So right there, it makes me really kind of want this one because I wear shimmers constantly, especially during busy times throughout a work week. Now, this one does remain only a maybe on my wish list. As I've said before with many of the other polishes on this wish list, I'm going to have to look at my collection, see how this one compares with other purple shimmers. Also, I haven't seen any video swatch footage for this particular polish yet. More so for this polish rather than the green. I know the green, I'm going to love it for its vibrant emerald green color paired with that amazing reflective glitter. I know that I'm going to love it. It's a whole bunch of my favorite things all in one bottle. For this one, I feel like I really need to see video swatch footage to know if this one is going to make the cut. The color of this one is really striking. I love the fact that it's got this wonderful warm glow of a shimmer. It's got a warm spectrum shimmer, pink to orange to gold. That warmth coming off the nails is so inviting. In this swatch photo, I'm seeing what to my mind is a little bit of a contrast in the base compared with the shimmer. I find that the base color looks like a little bit of maybe a cooler purple base, a purple with maybe a little bit more blue leaning in there. And then it's got this warmth of the pink to orange to gold shimmer. So a bit of a cool, warm juxtaposition. I love that for indie nail polishes. I think the effect is spectacular. Here, this polish is actually looking like a little bit of a paler purple color as opposed to the deep purple color. That could be because of the shimmer lighting. It could be because of the swatcher's skin tone. I'm not exactly sure. It's equally beautiful in both shots, but I would love to see some video swatch footage to truly know what it is that I would be getting. The more accurately I can see what a polish might perform like, the better decisions I can make in terms of my shopping cart. I am really encouraged, though, to see that this is a swatch from the Polished Mage. She does have a channel here on YouTube. Hopefully, she'll be posting video swatch footage of this one. I always appreciate her video swatches. I always find them very accurate, and she does do voiceover for them, so she talks about the application experience as well. But still, I hope that I can do some of my homework and see what this one looks like in motion. I am starting to think that this lighter angle of the purple, rather than that deeper, more saturated purple, I'm starting to think that that's maybe more what you'd get right out of the bottle. The depth of the purple may have been caused from lighting effect. I am noticing here, though, it looks like you get quite good opacity with this polish. So that's an interesting thing as well. I feel like I'm maybe talking myself into this one. I really have to be serious with myself. For as much as I love lurid lacquer, I don't really know, unless I can be swayed otherwise by some video swatch footage, I just don't know that this one truly is unique enough for me to warrant adding it to my shopping cart, totally unique to my own collection, that I would have trouble passing up. So anyway, it will remain on my wish list for now. I think this one truly can only be classified as a maybe at this point, but we'll see how the wish list goes. This lovely purple shimmer polish is by Lurid Lacquer. This is from the Independent Celebration Shop, and this one is called From My Heart to Your Hands. This next polish up is by Night Owl Lacquer, and this one is called Are You a Fan of Delicious Flavor? Night Owl Lacquer continues their Psych series. Are You a Fan of Delicious Flavor? Is a bright yellow filled with light green, yellow, orange shimmer and holographic dust. Luckily, there is no availability cap for this one. So here's that other yellow polish that I was mentioning earlier. This one is far more of a true yellow as opposed to the other one that was more chartreuse. I love this one. This is Sunshine on the Nails. This one is summery. I think it has lots of fall vibes. And for me, a Sunshine on the Nails look is always welcome. Anytime I want to have a little bit of an optimistic, joyful lift to my mood, I tend to be drawn to yellows. This one I can safely say is one of my top picks this month. Night Owl Lacquer is a brand that I shop fairly regularly through Hella Handmade Creations. And I do know that once, a long time ago, actually it wasn't even through Hella Handmade Creations, it was from their collaboration box called Fandom Flakies that they do in conjunction with Bee's Knees Lacquer and also with Rivet Stickets. I did get a lovely yellow flaky polish with the most wonderful finish. It's a very fall-leaning polish. It's yellow, it's got some brown and kind of gold flakes within it. It's a really beautiful polish, and the thing that really got me with that Night Owl Lacquer yellow was how wonderful the opacity was. It is a flaky, so there's a little bit more density to the polish with the flaky coverage, but it's a two-coat polish. It blew my mind because yellows tend to be a little bit tricky. I'm very fine with doing 3 coats for a yellow polish to get the type of consistency and quality that you're looking for a yellow. I would love to try a yellow shimmer polish with this holographic dust, so there would be a little bit of that hollow twinkle happening in there, probably really subtle. I would love to try this color out in the incredible Night Owl Lacquer formula. This is another polish that I'm going to be looking out for some video swatch footage just so I can see what that opacity and formula quality is like. As I said, I have no problem at all applying a yellow in 3 coats. It's just how they work. They're a little bit paler. The formulas do tend to be a little bit trickier. Whites tend to be like that too. I'm noticing that this is a swatch photo from Hey Mercedes, who also has a presence here on YouTube. So I'll be looking out for her swatch video. Hopefully she creates one this month. I'm really hoping to see her apply this polish just to see what that opacity is like. As long as it doesn't exceed 3 coats, I'm great with it. If this one's a 4-coater, I think I'd be out. I love the brilliance of this hue. This yellow makes me so happy. It's truly sunshine for the nails. I could see myself wearing this one predominantly in summer and fall, although anytime I need an optimistic pick-me-up, I'd have this on my nails. I just have to source out some of those video swatches to see if this one has a formula that is acceptable for me. I love this one. It's making me smile so much, like the giddy nature of my smile right now, just looking at this lovely, joyful yellow. I can't even downplay the impact that a happy color like this has on my mood. I'd love to add this one to my collection. This joyful yellow shimmer polish is by Night Owl Lacquer. Are you a fan of delicious flavor? This next polish up is by Polish, and this one is called My Private Jet. Polish continues their revamped vintage series. This shade is the whole reason I started this theme. OPI's original formula, My Private Jet, is one of those iconic shades that we all used to dream of finding out in the wild. My bottle was a wedding gift from a nail friend, and to this day, I'm still reluctant to use it up. My Private Jet is a rich charcoal packed with scattered holographic pigment and pink bronze shifting magnetic microflakes. I do not own OPI's original My Private Jet. I've only seen photos of it. I've only seen people talk about it, and I would love to own this one. It is such a special, iconic look. I've been loving this series by Polish. I've been learning a lot as well. Some of the polishes that they've covered throughout this series are not ones that I have a ton of familiarity with. And this one is one that I knew about at the time, but I was not in a position, I was not yet with my career in teaching at this point when this polish came out. So I wasn't buying pricier polishes. I was really buying polishes through dollar stores, discounts at drugstores, warehouse sales. Warehouse sales would be where I'd get it, especially Revlon warehouse sales. They're pretty common here in my area in Canada. Anyway, so OPI polishes were not part of what I owned in my collection until much, much later, when I actually had a job in teaching and an actual paycheck instead of just my good old lifeguarding paycheck from when I was much younger. That just didn't cut it when I was paying for school. So anyway, that is a huge tangent there. But I love this series. I think, again, I've purchased almost every single polish from this series, and I love this polish. I mean, about the look of this polish, like I mentioned already, I really don't wear black polish, just stark black creme polishes much at all. But I do wear a lot of dark colored, kind of black adjacent colors, including navy, brown, deep dark forest greens, and charcoals. So I know that I would wear this one a lot in the fall and in the winter. This type of a color really appeals, far, far more than a black. The twinkles that we're seeing here are really something else as well. The holographic pigment, the magnetic microflakes as well. I did see some swatch footage by Caitlin Swatches saying that the magnetic effect, I think, was not quite so strong with this one. I'm not sure if I'm seeing a little bit of a magnetic pull happening here, especially on the middle finger. Yeah, I really can't be sure if that's what I'm seeing here. Anyway, I think more than anything, it's about this color. It's about the holographic sparkle. It's about the microflakes. If there's a magnetic effect, to me, I think that's a bonus. I think you could really play with that and see how you can get the best possible look for you. But wow, I mean, I truly have nothing like this in my collection. This is just beautiful. I don't know what to say. I have added it to my wish list. It is most likely coming home with me. I have nothing like it. And I will probably never own a bottle of the original OPI, my private jet. This is what I'll own instead, and I will love it and cherish it. This beautiful, sparkly charcoal gray is by Polish, my private jet. This next polish up is another one by Polish, but this time it's for the Independence Celebration Shop. This polish is called La Bohème. Polish joins the Independence celebration with a polish inspired by OPI's La Bohème, but with a brighter, shiftier look that feels more like what I always wanted La Bohème to be. La Bohème is a red-violet jelly packed with microfine metallic pink gold green shifting shimmer. Here's another purple leaning polish. This one to my eye though, I think leans a little bit more pink than some of the previous ones, but here's another one. And it's because of this polish that I'm thinking the lurid is going to be cut from my wish list, but I gotta leave it on for now anyway. This polish is something else. So this base color, a red-violet jelly, it's packed with microfine metallic pink gold green shifting shimmer. I love the colorway that I'm seeing here. I don't know that I have anything quite with this effect at all in my collection. I don't really know what to say. I just love this one. The colorway, the quality of this shimmer, it looks like a really bold shimmer effect. My eyes are sort of seeing like a gold orange fuchsia kind of color combination. That's one that I've also loved since high school, that type of a color combination. I would love to see how this one plays and shifts out in the wild. There's just something about this color that really kind of speaks to my soul. Like I don't have anything quite like this one. It's a little bit sunsetty as well. It's a little bit flamingo-y in a way too. It's a little more purpley than the flamingo that we saw earlier. I don't know. It's hard for me to really put this into words. I love the look of this one. This is another one that is another top pick of mine. This one will be added to my cart. There will be 2 polishes, without a doubt, coming home with me, especially since I know there is no listed availability cap for either of the polish offerings this month. So that means I can secure it for sure. This magical shiftier take on a classic is by Polish. This is their Independence offering, and this polish is called La Bohème. This next polish up is by Paint It Pretty Polish, and this one is called As Good as Kisses. This one is another capped offering with only 100 being made available. Paint It Pretty Polish continues their childhood candies series with a polish inspired by Hershey's Kisses. As Good as Kisses is an icy blue silver magnetic polish with blue micro glitters. Now this is another polish on my wish list that was not initially added, but when I saw video swatch footage by Caitlin Swatches here on YouTube, it was an immediate add to wish list. And this one has jumped high on my wish list and is a most likely will purchase. When I first saw this polish on the website through these static photos, I thought it's a really lovely, deep magnetic polish. I was thinking, I've seen them before. That's what I thought anyway, until I saw this one in motion. Now, I don't know that this photo, it's a beautiful photo, but I don't know that it entirely does it justice. You kind of need it to play and dance around in the light a little bit for it to really come alive. But what it was that had me immediately go back to the website once I saw the video and add this to my wish list, and it will be added to my shopping cart too, is these blue micro glitters. Specifically when this polish was magnetized in the cat eye style, which is what we're seeing here, in that deep, dark, moody base color. What you could see as Caitlin Swatches was shifting her hands back and forth was the glint and sparkle of this blue micro glitter. It was stunning. It was like a night sky beyond anything I've ever seen. It was beautiful. I can't downplay how breathtaking it was to see her swatch of this polish. I think this polish is also really beautiful done in this type of a style too. It gives a very different icy type of effect, but there is something, as you can kind of see it here in the bottle shot, there is something magical about how this polish looks with a cat eye style specifically. I would like to play around with it in all the different styles, but it's that cat eye style effect. It was breathtaking. It drew me into another galaxy when I saw it, and it was an immediate add to wish list. Paint It Pretty Polish is another Canadian brand that is reasonably local to me. I do try to support them as often as I can. I can surely say that this one will end up in my shopping cart this month as well. This deceptively beautiful magnetic polish is by Paint It Pretty Polish, as good as kisses. This next polish up is another one by Paint It Pretty Polish, but this one is for the Independence shop. This one is called Pour Your Heart Out. This one also is a capped offering with only 80 being made available. Paint It Pretty Polish joins the Independence celebration. Pour Your Heart Out has a berry pink base with multi-chrome shimmer shifting through blue, purple, and magenta. This is actually a polish that I first saw images for, not through this website. It was through Paint It Pretty Polish's own Instagram page. The color that I was seeing was breathtaking. Truly, this one isn't just a shimmer. This one has a multi-chrome shimmer. This is another polish where the swatchers have done a magnificent job of showcasing the beauty of this polish, but there's something about these multi-chromes where you almost need to see them moving to really get the full spectrum of what the polish can give you. This is actually a really interesting shot because I think with the lighting here, you're seeing a lot more of that full spectrum of the multi-chrome effect of this polish. I'm seeing for sure a berry pink base. That's what I'm predominantly seeing. But I'm seeing a shimmer that is blue, purple, pink, red, orange, kind of. I mean, from what I'm seeing in the bottle as well. It really is quite a wide spectrum shimmer, and I think this one would be really beautiful out in the wild. Now, this is another polish that is making me think that the Lurid Lacquer will not be joining me in my collection. I'm thinking that if I choose between one of those two shimmers, it will probably be the Paint It Pretty polish for its multi-chrome aspect. However, I know that I really want that polish. It's a very different product, I know, but I can't buy them all. Like 21, that's an insane amount of money. That's wild. I need to cut this down to 10 and lower, for sure lower, the way the budget is going. So anyway, I hope this one can hang in there. It really is a striking polish. I really love what I'm seeing here in the bottle shot. I think that that is pretty accurate to the spectrum of colors that you can see through the multi-chrome effect. Anyway, I will have to think about this one. It is remaining on the wish list. I love to support this brand whenever I can, but I may just be supporting them this month through the Hershey's Kisses magnetic. Ugh, why does money have to be a thing and so scarce? It really pains me. You sort of wish you could own all the beautiful polishes. Anyway, we'll see how this one does. It is beautiful though. This magical multi-chrome is by Paint It Pretty Polish. This one is from the Independence Celebration shop, and this one is called Pour Your Heart Out. Okay, now this item is not a polish item. It is a polish adjacent item. This one is by Pepper Polish, and this is called their Pepper Grinder Magnet. This one is a capped offering. And scrolling way down in the description, this one has a very long description. For this one, there's only 50 of these being made available. The Pepper Grinder Magnet was specifically created to produce the popular glass bead effect, revealing striking dimensional patterns with magnetic nail polishes while making every manicure seem more fun and creative. And then there is a very lengthy description about how to use the Pepper Grinder Magnet. I'm not going to read it all out. It does say that there is a tip down here. It says the longer your polish remains under the magnetic field while drying, the sharper and more defined the magnetic effect will be. That is usually the case with most magnets and what you need to keep in mind when you apply them. So I've been admiring the glass bead effect since it hit social media. It is such a beautiful effect, and for some people, it is now becoming their favorite magnetic effect. I don't have any sort of a glass bead effect tool at this point. In fact, I find them a little bit tricky to get a hold of here in Canada. There are a couple of makers of this product who sell on Etsy, but our stock is for nail polish. Don't stock a tool like this at all. So this is a unique opportunity for me to secure one of these tools when I'm already making a shop through an international vendor. I'm really impressed here by the results that this swatcher has been able to get on their nails. This is really quite beautiful. It looks like there is a decent amount of magnetic pull to create the types of magnetic effects that you hope will result when you're doing the glass bead effect. The color of the product itself really doesn't matter to me. It's more about the job it does to produce the glass bead effect. But I've got to say, that is a pretty snazzy looking pepper grinder magnet. And can I just also say, kudos to the maker. What a fun product for them. Pepper Polish having the pepper grinder magnet. I just think that is so wonderful, following along with their own personal brand, creating this wonderfully beautiful glass bead tool. The whole package here, I think, for Pepper Polish, I think it's wonderful. I think it's brilliant, and I would love to support them in this pepper grinder journey. This one does have for me a bit of a hefty price tag, but if I'm making a purchase anyway, really it makes sense for me to purchase this glass bead tool through Hella Handmade Creations rather than making a separate international purchase or a local purchase, but probably with some hefty shipping fees. I'll have to compare it though to what I might be able to get from a Canadian vendor on Etsy, just to be sure. I would really love to give this one a try and give my support to Pepper Polish. This is a cool item. This glass bead tool is by Pepper Polish, and this one is called their Pepper Grinder Magnet. This next polish up is by Sassy Cat's Lacquer, and this one is called Just Me and My Art. This one is another capped offering with 100 being made available. Sassy Cat's Lacquer continues their Emily in Paris series. Just Me and My Art is a light pink with purple and fuchsia shimmer with fine hollow glitter. Here's that other pale pink that I was talking about way back at the beginning of my video. There's a pale pink by Cracked Polish, and there's this gorgeous pale pink being offered by Sassy Cat's Lacquer. This Sassy Cat's Lacquer polish is so lovely with its shimmer. This purple and fuchsia shimmer really does stand out beautifully in this pale pink base. It also says that it's got fine hollow glitter. My eye in this swatch photo is picking up more of the shimmer aspect, but if it's got a little bit of hollow glitter in there too, that would be beautiful. Here we've got a swatcher taking a slightly different angle so the nails can catch a little bit more, I think, of that hollow aspect on the nails and also in the bottle shot. It does have a really lovely hollow dust kind of effect with this fine hollow glitter. It's very pretty and very delicate. Something that I know I've talked about before with Sassy Cat's Lacquer's shimmers in particular is the way their shimmer quality gives the nails a sea glass type effect. There's something about the way the shimmer works within the base, the consistency, the way it hits the light, where every time, every Sassy Cat's Lacquer shimmer polish that I own seems to have that wonderful sea glass effect, no matter what the color. A color like this one, I would wear constantly. It's much like what I said for the Cracked Polish. I wear this type of color all seasons of the year for any kind of occasion. In a way, I wish I could justify buying both of these pale pinks this month. They're both unique and they're stunningly beautiful, all in their own right. I will have to think on this a little bit. It is so beautiful. I know that I love Sassy Cat's Lacquer for this particular finish, although I don't know that I really have any with the added hollow glitter. So that's kind of an interesting new addition that I'll have to contemplate as I'm making my final cuts. This color is incredibly safe for me. It's a color I come to time and time again. I just don't know that I need two of them from the same shop. Although I would love to. They are distinctly different. This one being a shimmer with hollow, the other one having a jelly finish with the delicate silver aspect and those tiny little flecks. I'm not sure what I will do here, but I really think that this one is beautiful and elegant. This delicate pink shimmer is by Sassy Cat's Lacquer, Just Me and My Art. This last polish on my wish list is by Witch Cult Nail Lacquer, and this one is called Volturi. This one is another capped offering with only 200 being made available. Witch Cult Nail Lacquer continues their Twilight-inspired series. Volturi is a wine red with a strong red-purple copper multi-chrome shift. Of course, we had to end with yet another purple or wine-colored polish. The number of them that I have on the wish list this month is really quite unprecedented. I will not be buying all of them, maybe just one or two, but this one was really something. When I initially saw this one on the website, I didn't add it to my wish list. This was a late addition. When I saw that this one was a wine red and it had a multi-chrome shift, I chose the Paint It Pretty polish over this one. But then I saw some video swatch footage. It was Destiny here on YouTube. Destiny showcased this polish. She's the only one that I've seen do a video swatch of this one to this point. And the saturation of this color was breathtaking. It was totally unexpected. It completely caught me by surprise. And I immediately went back to the Hella Handmade Creations website and I added this polish onto my wish list. No kidding, the saturation and the shifts in this polish blew my mind. I mean, here it's really just looking like a lovely, beautiful, saturated wine red with a gorgeous shimmer. I stand by, like with these multi-chromes, it's seeing these shift in action in a video where they really truly come alive. The macro shot though, like it's got such a lovely finish. It has such a lovely look. This one really impressed me. And another thing with this polish is Witch Cult nail lacquer is really underrepresented in my collection. The ones that I have by them, I love. And I would love to support them more. And maybe this is my chance. This polish is really something special. I think here, maybe because of the splay in the swatcher's fingers and the angle at which they're holding them, you're seeing a little bit more of that color variation of the multi-chrome shift. I'm really seeing the deep purple to a berry to a red to almost an orange down by this swatcher's cuticle. I guess that would be the copper aspect. This is another one where I'm going to have to do my due diligence and research all these different purples. If you are a purple lover this month, you are in luck. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I know that no matter how this month proceeds, I'll have to make some drastic cuts, leaving behind some polishes that I wish I could add to my collection. I can't own them all. Financial responsibility is real. This gorgeous saturated purple multi-chrome polish is by Witch Cult Nail Lacquer Volturi. So that's it for my enormous, maybe record-setting, Hella Handmade Creations wishlist this month. There are some gorgeous items, some really totally unique items, and some items that I would say are true works of art. I have some thinking to do. I have some stash diving to do as well to see how some of my picks compare. But I will have to think quickly because the shop opens this month, July 14th at 12:01 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and it remains open for a full week, closing on July 21st at 11:59 p.m. Hawaiian Time. Several of my items on my wish list do have very small availability caps. I run the risk of having some of those polishes sell out on me if I don't make my decision quite early and make my purchase as early in the shop's week-long window as I can. So I'm wondering, are you planning on shopping Hella Handmade Creations this month? If you are, which items are catching your eye? Are you a purple lover? Have any of these purples made your wish list? Please weigh in on some of these. These are some of the most amazing purples that I've seen in a while. I would love to know your thoughts, helping me narrow down this wish list. I'm going to have to cut down my wish list by about half, so I'd love to know all your thoughts. Please feel free to add all your comments. We can continue on the conversation long after. If you enjoy wish listing content like this, please consider giving this video a like. By giving it a like, it indicates to me that you enjoy content similar to this. And in the months ahead, I'll try my best to produce content similar to this, talking about some of my potential acquisitions through these collaboration websites as often as I can. If you enjoy nail-related content in general, please consider subscribing. I release nail-related content as often as I can, and by subscribing, you won't miss out on any of the fun. Thank you so much for joining me. Happy shopping. Hopefully I'll see you again in the next one. Take care. Bye.